Welcome back to Live at 5. Time now for another visit with Dave Neuman from the Hearing Connection. He joins us now. Good afternoon. How are you, Dave?
Hello, Alan. How are you?
I am doing fine, thanks. Now, hearing loss is something that is not really, I guess, a visible disability in people. You can't just look at someone and say that person can't hear very well, whereas if someone is blind, you might be able to tell that, or some other disabilities. Hearing loss is kind of a secret unless that person lets you know about it.
Exactly. I call it kind of a hidden disability because what people do with hearing loss, it typically doesn't happen overnight. It can, but very seldom. So it kind of sneaks up on you. People will usually take about 7 to 10 days before, 7 years before they actually realize they have a hearing loss. And a lot of that is they cope with it because they turn up the TV louder, they turn the music up louder, they listen, they read lips. And when they can't hear, a lot of times they just smile and they shake their head, and you think they're paying attention, and their spouses are like, he can't hear you. So it kind of just sneaks up on you.
It's something at times that some people are even afraid to admit to themselves.
Absolutely. People are definitely in denial. People don't want to take that first step. And sometimes hearing loss can come in different forms. We talked earlier before we got online that maybe you may just start having some ringing in your ears, tinnitus or tinnitus. That is a form of hearing loss. So that is something that you need to be aware of. And there's really no cure for that, but there's definitely ways we can treat that to where the symptoms aren't as harsh.
And symptoms for this tend to get worse as time goes on.
Yes. Well, I always tell people when they come in to my office, getting older, things get worse. I mean, things start to turn south as we age. I mean, if you have a little bit of arthritis, probably over time you're going to get more arthritis. I mean, hearing loss gradually will get worse. So yeah, absolutely.
It sounds like with hearing loss that maybe the person themselves is the last one to want to come in and see you. It might be another family member or someone else close to that person that you got to go to the doctor and check your hearing out.
Absolutely. So that's kind of where it all kind of starts. A lot of times their general practitioner, as people age, it's time to get, that checkup. So it's very important as we age to maybe get that hearing test, an audio examination to see where your baseline is. So a lot of times general practitioners will actually encourage patients to do that. And loved ones absolutely will say, it's time for you to go in and do that. And that's one of the things we do here at the Hearing Connection. We provide a lot of information for people so they can make a good assessment of what the next step is.
Is some of the fear or hesitation in coming to see someone like you just in what they might find out?
What they might find out, a lot of them think they're going to be sold something, or just the cost factor. People are scared of that, and people have a stigma to hearing aids. People still have, are nervous. But I always tell people hearing loss is much more noticeable than hearing aids.
Well, there certainly is a world full of sound that some folks might be missing out on, especially over time. How can people learn more about hearing loss and potentially the direction that they should go?
Absolutely. I have a great website, so people can go to my website. They can just Google the Hearing Connection. Lots and lots of information. I touch on hearing loss. I touch on tinnitus. And there's different links to different websites to basically educate people on that. And you can, with the Wild Word Web, you can almost type in anything and you'll learn about hearing loss if you want to.
You bet. All right, Dave Neuman from the Hearing Connection. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.
All right, thank you.
You bet.